Tom Yoniski with us here on the John Mendola Show, Lake Lehman Golf State Championship. Not easy to do. Not easy to beat the teams from Lackawanna every year. Let's first talk about that accomplishment in districts and move on to states.
Right. 2 years in a row we lose to Scranton Prep. And this year they were very young, and there'll be something to deal with in the future. But yeah, that was one of our main goals, to get through districts, and we knew it was going to be them from the beginning. So yeah, that was good.
And then playing on unfamiliar courses is never easy. Different players play on different times. So let's talk a little bit about where you guys played this year, and did the kids have a little bit of that flavor of playing there?
Yeah, these guys and girls, they, in anticipation to what could have been, made several trips down to the blue course.
Yeah.
So they knew it very well. I didn't play it until I played in the practice round with the kids, and that was the first time Abby played it too. And it might have been Charlie's first time, but the Lepetskis and Lugiano, they played many junior tournaments there as well.
Talk about having great kids. You try to coach the best you could, but inevitably it's like, hey, what are these kids putting in the off season, which is golfing most days, or getting the chipping, and all that stuff.
These kids practice year round. I know for a fact the Lepetskis have a simulator in their garage, along with all their weights. I mean, they gained so much strength in the off season, as did Michael. Michael Lugiano grew 5 inches and hit the weights as well. And it's ridiculous watching them, with the driver especially. They're so long. But Charlie has a simulator at his house too. This is who they are. We were at Huntsville. They are fantastic with these kids, and they're all members. But some of our practices, I'm like, guys, you gotta go home sooner or later. Dark. The Friday before states, it was a Friday night. Most kids are going to football games, and we're preparing, and they're like, Coach, we're going out and walking night. I'm like, it's going to be dark in a house. You don't care. And I think that's the reason they did so well.
Let's talk about it. So it almost sounds like you're along for the ride, but inevitably there's things you're coaching them up on, or trying to keep that mental game strong. Talk a little bit about.
That's it. It's the mental part. They all have their own swing coaches, and I've often said I'm not a golf coach. I'm a teacher who coaches golf, and I stole that quote from Krzyzewski because that's really what it is. It's about just managing. Yes, there are some decisions that have to be made. Like at States, I put Charlie in the 2-hole because he's young. I wanted him right behind Michael, and then I knew I had the 2 Lepetskis behind him if they had to go for it. Little things like that. That's it. And the mental part of it. And with teenagers, it's
sure.
Big. And golf.
Yep.
It's right here.
Absolutely. How about the community support from Lake Lehman? Saw the thing in the hall, and I'm sure those are good feelings to say, hey, the people around me, your people you work with, are behind you and feel good for you and the program.
Jim McGovern has been phenomenal. Anything I needed, I went right to him, took care of it. Big supporter, texted me during states, what's going on. And Jim and I go way back. An accomplishment, for myself, I'm going to retire from teaching next November. After next golf season, I'm retiring from teaching, and I've been coaching for 30 plus years in all venues. And this was just so special. And to do it with these kids, it's like a culmination of a career. It was a movie ending. That's the way I look at it.
That's nice to hear, and not everybody gets to experience what you're experiencing. Will you talk a little bit about being able to embrace these kids, their family come from good homes? You're saying, hey, they have things that you or I might not have had as a kid. They're practicing. They've been given things, but then they have the things and they work at it. It's not just like they fool around a little bit. They're serious about it.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've said to a lot of people. I said, you can't measure the heart these kids have. Because yeah, you could have you could even have the talent, and you could have the means to be a member at a club or to have the best golf clubs there are. But they have such desire and like such a winning attitude. And that's the one thing, another thing that I told a lot of people, even when they were under the gun, had a bad hole, they might be angry, but man, they let it go quick. And they were resilient, very resilient. I mean, in districts, Kale made an 8 on the 5th hole. And a kid could blow up. I've seen kids blow
Or
up.
a lot of kids.
Right. So right then and there, he goes 4 over and finishes the tournament 1 over, 2 over. I mean, what's that say? I mean, and they were all like that, where they just did not let adversity bother them.
Well, you can see the smile coming through your skin right now.
I know.
That's awesome, Tom. Congratulations and a fantastic season, one you'll surely remember.
Yes, sir. Thank you.